Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Coil such that current is induced in it by passing a current through the primary coil. Inferior in rank or status. Being of second rank or importance or value, not direct or immediate. The stone will be hauled to a secondary crusher. Belonging to a lower class or rank. Depending on or incidental to what is original or primary. A secondary infection. Not of major importance. Played a secondary role in world events. The defensive football players who line up behind the linemen. Coil such that current is induced in it by passing a current through the primary coil. Coil such that current is induced in it by passing a current through the primary coil. Inferior in rank or status. Inferior in rank or status. Of low birth or station, base, is archaic in this sense. Of humble, or lowly, birth. Low or inferior in station or quality. A lowly parish priest. Used of unskilled work, especially domestic work. Inferior in rank or status. A lowly corporal. Contemptibly narrow in outlook. Petty little comments. Informal, small and of little importance. Limited to petty enterprises. Larceny of property having a value less than some amount, the amount varies by locale. Inferior in rank or status. Petty officialdom. Inferior in rank or status. A British commissioned army officer below the rank of captain. Used of the third or next to final year in United States high school or college. The junior class. A son who has the same first name as his father. A third-year undergraduate. Including or intended for youthful persons. A junior sports league. Term of address for a disrespectful and annoying male. Look here, Junior, it's none of your business. The younger of two persons. She is 2 years my junior. Younger. Lower in rank. Shorter in length of tenure or service. Be an understudy or alternate for a role. Reverse. A direction, attitude, or course of action. Do something in turns. Serving or used in place of another. Go back and forth. Swing back and forth between two states or conditions. Occurring by turns. First one and then the other. Someone who takes the place of another person. Every second one of a series. The cleaning lady comes on alternate Wednesdays. Exchange people temporarily to fulfill certain jobs and functions. Of leaves and branches etc. First on one side and then on the other in two ranks along an axis, not paired. Stems with alternate leaves. Serving or used in place of another. An alternative plan. One of a number of things from which only one can be chosen. There is no other alternative. Necessitating a choice between mutually exclusive possibilities. Alternative possibilities were neutrality or war. Pertaining to unconventional choices. An alternative lifestyle. Functioning in a supporting capacity. The main library and its auxiliary branches. Someone who acts as assistant. Furnishing added support. The mind and emotions are auxiliary to each other. Occurring with or following as a consequence. Collateral target damage from a bombing run. Descended from a common ancestor but through different lines. Cousins or collateral relatives. Serving to support or corroborate. Collateral evidence. Additional but secondary, auxiliary. A security pledged for the repayment of a loan. Situated or running side by side. Collateral ridges of mountains. Derived from what is primary or original by two intermediate steps. A third-hand report. By doubly indirect means. I got the news third-hand. Experienced at second-hand. Read about mountain climbing and felt vicarious excitement. Occurring in an abnormal part of the body instead of the usual site involved in that function. Vicarious menstruation. Suffered or done by one person as a substitute for another. Vicarious atonement. Computer science. A program designed for general support of the processes of a computer. A computer system provides utility programs to perform the tasks needed by most users. The quality of being of practical use. Used a beef. Usable but inferior. A company that performs a public service, subject to government regulation. Capable of substituting in any of several positions on a team. A utility infielder. A facility composed of one or more pieces of equipment connected to or part of a structure and designed to provide a service such as heat or electricity or water or sewage disposal. Economics. A measure that is to be maximized in any situation involving choice. The service, electric power or water or transportation, provided by a public utility. An actor able to replace a regular performer when required. Ready for emergency use. A standby generator. Something that can be relied on when needed. Functioning in a supporting capacity. An assistant subject to the authority or control of another. A company that is completely controlled by another company. Act as a substitute. Serving or used in place of another. Be a substitute. The young teacher had to substitute for the sick colleague. Put in the place of another. Switch seemingly equivalent items. Substitute regular milk for fat-free milk. Capable of substituting in any of several positions on a team. Someone who takes the place of another, as when things get dangerous or difficult. An athlete who plays only when a starter on the team is replaced. Artificial and inferior. Substitute coffee. A person or thing that takes or can take the place of another. Functioning in a supporting capacity. Added to complete or make up a deficiency. Functioning in a supporting capacity. Added to complete or make up a deficiency. Produced supplementary volumes. Tending to bring about, being partly responsible for. A branch that flows into the main stream. Of a stream, flowing into a larger stream. Paying tribute. A tributary colony. Descended from a common ancestor but through different lines. An indirect descendant of the Stuarts. Extended senses. Not direct in manner or language or behavior or action. Making indirect but legitimate inquiries. Having intervening factors or persons or influences. Reflection from the ceiling provided a soft indirect light. Not as a direct effect or consequence. Indirect benefits. Not direct in spatial dimension, not leading by a straight line or course to a destination. Sometimes taking an indirect path saves time. Being a replacement or substitute for a regular member of a team. A second-string pitcher. Previously used or owned by another. Bought a second-hand, or used, car. Derived from what is primary or original, not first-hand. A second-hand report. By indirect means. I heard about it only second-hand or third-hand. Occurring at a relatively low altitude. A low-level strafing run. Lower in rank or importance. At a low level in rank or importance. A low-level job. Not intense. Low-level radiation. Of a clause, unable to stand alone syntactically as a complete sentence. A subordinate, or dependent, clause functions as a noun or adjective or adverb within a sentence. A word that is more specific than a given word. Make subordinate, dependent, or subservient. Our wishes have to be subordinated to that of our ruler. An assistant subject to the authority or control of another. Lower in rank or importance. Rank or order is less important or consider of less value. Art is sometimes subordinated to science in these schools. Subject or submissive to authority or the control of another. A subordinate kingdom. Sometimes followed by to, minor or casual or subordinate in significance or nature or occurring as a chance concomitant or consequence. Incidental expenses. A public disturbance. The police investigated an incident at the bus station. A single distinct event. Falling or striking of light rays on something. Incident light. Not of prime or central importance. Occurring with or following as a consequence. Snags incidental to the changeover in management. Frequently plural, an expense not budgeted or not specified. He requested reimbursement of $7 for incidental expenses. Sometimes followed by to, minor or casual or subordinate in significance or nature or occurring as a chance concomitant or consequence. Incidental expenses. An item that is incidental. Not of legal age. Minor children. Relatively moderate, limited, or small. A young person of either sex. Warranting only temporal punishment. Have as one's secondary field of study. In college she minored in mathematics. Inferior in number or size or amount. A minor share of the profits. Of a scale or mode, having half steps between the second and third degrees, and, usually, the fifth and sixth degrees, and the seventh and eighth degrees. The minor keys. Of lesser importance or stature or rank. A minor poet. Of the younger of two boys with the same family name. Jones Minor. Lesser in scope or effect. Had minor differences. Of lesser seriousness or danger. Suffered only minor injuries. Of your secondary field of academic concentration or specialization. Not original. Not being or productive of something fresh and unusual. The manuscript contained unoriginal emendations.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.